Well, hello friends. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a very quick tutorial on how quick you can do your makeup with our Restore Pro capsule. And they also have Essential, which means that you don't get all of the colors in the Essential, but you get the necessary colors. You know what I'm saying? You get your tint, your contour, and two other colors here, your balance and your brighten, or we can switch these three out. So, and I'm also using my phone as my mirror. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of our Go brushes. They come in a trio, which if you're someone who travels, these are great accessories to have with your capsule. You know, just I don't really talk about it a lot, but they do have what they call a Go capsule, and that is just a smaller square than this one, enough to hold a tint or 2 lip colors or 4 eyeshadows, and you can also get it with our Go blending brush, which is what I was just using this. And you can get that, I want to say that's 62, and that's with the tint. And so if you just want the tint and you want the brush, you can get that, or you can just get the smaller capsule, you know, the Go capsule with the tint. And I'm not quite sure what that price is. I want to say 32, but I really should know these prices. You know what I'm saying? All right, so very simple. Already I've got my mascara on. I'm going to use my faithful mirror so that I can see when I'm putting on my brows. I am not going to use my brow powder today because I don't have it in my capsule. So I'm going to use my mascara wand for your brows. Now, the ones that you would use for your lashes. And I always go in the opposite direction so that some of the little fibers that are on here will take hold to make it look like I have thicker brows. You know, back in the day when I was a young girl, you know, the thinner your brows were, the better it was. Do you remember Twiggy? Probably some of you don't even know who that is, but that's okay. That's okay. So I did a lot of tweezing in my day, and but some of it's grown back, especially now that I'm using the brow serum. I really like that. I also use it for my lashes, which I've noticed a difference in the growth in that. And so I have a little bit more hair there. And then I'm going to use this pencil. You know, to be honest with you, I had lunch. I hope I don't have anything in my teeth. Do I? I don't think so. I like these. I like to use pencils. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I do use the Restore powder for brows, but I just like a pencil. I don't know if it's just that I'm old-fashioned or what, but I do like a pencil. And then I always take the spoolie, and if I've colored out of the lines, I try to clean it up. And there we go. Just real simple. I'm trying to make this lickety split because they will be here. And oh, Riker, he is so fun. Oh my gosh, he's so funny. He makes me laugh. And he's only 8 months old. I hope he has a really fun personality. You know, there's some kids that just have that fun personality. I know when my son was a little boy, he just loved talking to people. He could just talk and talk and talk and talk. He didn't care, you know. As long as you would listen, he would talk. He would talk at you, kind of like his mother. And actually, he talked at a very young age. I remember the first sentence he put together. It was, go Gampa, he would say. That was my dad. And my father would take him four-wheeling. I know, but he bought him a four-wheeler before he was even could walk, and he would take him four-wheeling. Now, when I say four-wheeling, I'm talking about like just going up the dirt road and coming back. He wouldn't be going on the field and all that stuff, and he drove real slow. So anyways, all right, so very simple tint, looks great. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to use my same brush, and sometimes I use a different brush when I put on my blush, but you can use the same brush. Always remember to go from the light color to the darker color. Now I'm not doing any contouring or bronzer or anything like that, but I'm going to go with this color, and I think this color, do I dare guess? I want to say Marie. It is a very, very nice color. I really like that color. So I'm just going to put it, I always use the side of my brush when I do it. And then when I put it on, I always start up here. Because wherever you lay this brush first is where it's going to be more intense. So I want to start here, and I go right at my cheekbone. And then I'm going to pounce it right into my cheekbone here. See that? And then try the other side. I hope you can see this. And then go right in here. I just got a facial yesterday. It was very nice. She said that the mask and the things that she was doing was supposed to firm up my skin. Now we'll see. I don't know. I think the only thing that's ever going to firm up your skin at my age is probably plastic surgery. And, I kid about that and say that, what I say to my friends, I'd get plastic surgery, but to be perfectly honest, I probably wouldn't. I don't like the idea of going under. I've done that a couple of times, and when I was younger, and the last time I went under anesthesia was, it's probably way too much information. I had a colonoscopy. Oh, it was probably about 8 years ago. And that's only kind of like a twilight thing. And I really was nervous. I don't like it. So hopefully that'll never happen. I'll never have to do that. But okay, see, very simple. And I'm done. Am I going to put lipstick on? I don't think so. So I'm not going to put any lip liner on, although my favorite lip liner is from Bellamy. I'm telling you, I have got 3 of them already, and I think I'm going to buy the other 2. I think there's 2 more that they have, and I'm going to get that. So, I know what I want to do. I'm going to put just a little bit of the bronzer, and what do they call this? Bronzer, but there's 2, lift. Bronzer and lift. So I'm just going to do a bronzer. So I'm just going to put this on the top right here, and then I'm going to blend this in on the other side of my brush so that I don't get the red. And that'll give me just a little bit of color or contrast, or there, see, just a little bit. And I'm done. So got my brows done, and here we go. And that was pretty simple. Now, probably if I wasn't talking, I'd have this done in 5 minutes. So, and all with just my Go capsule. So, all right, you guys, have a great day. And remember, pretty has no expiration date, right? All right, I'll see you soon. Bye.